I was listening to this tarot video this morning, and she was talking about how she was saying that you guys could be multi-billionaires in the future. And I was thinking about how I've heard a lot of people say that if they had a lot of money, they wouldn't know what to do with it. And I've always thought that was way ridiculous because I have so many fucking ideas as to what I would do with that money. And part of that is because, yeah, I think this world fucking sucks in a lot of ways. And so I would want to improve it. One of the first ideas that I thought of was our education system. I think the education system in the United States fucking sucks, and it's training people to become drug addicts. And the reason why I think that is because you send your kids to school, and most of the time you force your kids into school, and you have them go there and sit there and be forced to do and learn all kinds of things they don't care about, they're not interested in. And even if they were interested in it, well, now they're not because someone's forcing them to do it. You have them do work that is stupid, like worksheets and stuff that they don't care about. You make them do it even if they already know it. You test them and they have to meet certain criteria, which is just fucking dumb to do because people have so many different talents in different areas of life, but you want to force them all into a box to meet certain criterias and things they will never use, or then you want them to think that they have to get a job in those certain criterias, things that they hate to do. So they go to school, they hate going to school, then they come home, and what do they want to do? They want to fucking escape. They want to escape this boring, stupid life that they're being made to believe is what life is all about. It's about doing things that you don't want to do and then escaping when you can. And then if they do grow up and if they go to college or get a job, they do the same thing. They go and do it because they feel like they have to, and then they escape as much as they can when they're not there. And a lot of times they try and escape when they're there. And then you wonder why everyone is becoming addicted to drugs and alcohol. Because for some reason, alcohol is considered the socially acceptable drug. People would not be addicted to drugs or alcohol if their life was better than being high. I don't care what you say. If you feel better sober about life and living it, you're not going to want to go get high. It doesn't matter how good the drug makes you feel. You like the way you feel sober more, so you're not going to chase the drug. But a lot of times you put people in these programs and get counseling and the sober living to teach them how to fit in the box. And they don't want to be in the fucking box. And that's why they have to escape with drugs. And so there has to be a different way of living. And we start training people to be addicts in school. You start in the home, of course, by forcing your kids to do all kinds of things they don't want to do and saying, this is how it's done. This is the way you got to do it. And then the older generations will make fun of the younger generations for not knowing as much and thinking they know better. But the younger generations, the kids born to us, are supposed to improve upon the generations before them. But if you're looking at them as if they're stupid and they don't know anything because they haven't had as much experience or education as you, you're never going to learn anything. You're never going to improve anything. And you're going to teach them to shut up and follow your rules, which are fucking stupid because look at how fucking stupid the world is. So if I had billions of dollars, one of the first things I would do is I would start a different kind of education system. The education system would be based on the kids' interests, and it would build from there. So if a kid was interested in, for instance, my daughter, she has a hard time in school because she likes to be contrary to what everyone tries to tell her she is. But when she's at home, if she's interested in something, she can focus on it and she will learn every detail she can. She asked me one day, she says, "Mom, what does the inside of a body look like?" And so I was like, well, let's find a YouTube video. So I found a YouTube video of a surgery, and they were doing a C-section. And I was like, you can watch this video and see what the inside of a body looks like. And then she starts cutting up her dolls because she's performing surgery on them. And she's a very creative person. And I let her do this. That is how people learn. Anytime she has a question, I help her find the answer. And the thing is that as people start learning these things that they're interested in, they're going to realize they're going to run into like these obstacles. Like, oh, I need to read to learn this. And that's where you can insert learning to read. Oh, well, to understand reality, the way the physical world works, I have to understand math. And that's where you insert math, because they have a bigger purpose for what they're doing. They have no fucking purpose for learning algebra, then they feel like they're wasting their fucking time and being forced to, and that's just what they have to do, and that's how life is, and then they want to escape. Now, I know that Montessori schools do apply a lot of this, and there are some other schools that do apply the same type of concepts, but all these dumb rules and regulations prevent people from growing. I wouldn't try and tear down the public schools. I would just create my own. And people could go to it based on income. And guess what? If the parents want to go, they can go too. And the classes would be based on people who want to teach. And they would have enough money so that they could teach and survive and have fun. And they could teach how they wanted. And the people that took the classes could take the classes because they wanted to. Since I was in high school, I wanted to be a professor. And then I was working on my master's, almost finished my master's. And I realized that professors, they have to, at these colleges, they have to follow all these strict rules. Like I have to write this long of a paper and submit it to this journal and all these just different things. And I was like, I don't want to fucking do that. I want to teach, yeah, but I don't want to follow any stupid rules. So there's a lot more details that I have as far as how I would build this education system, but I would make it so that people could travel to different locations to take different classes. If they would have a place to live, they would be able to use their ideas and their creative abilities to be able to explore and develop and invent. Creativity, passion, and purpose is what gives people the drive to live, to enjoy their entire life, not just moments of their life. They wouldn't have to escape in extreme ways because their life is so mundane and boring. This would solve a lot of problems with kids getting in trouble, going to jail. This would solve a lot of drug problems because people would have a reason to enjoy their lives. So that's number one. Another idea that I have that actually was given to me by my cousin, and me and her discussed it with my ex-husband actually on how we would develop this, but we would develop this app. It's a social media app, but it would basically make it so that not having money would not be a problem, because people would do what they want, what they're good at, and they would have what they need and want. And I'm not going to go into that into great detail because I think I'm just going to start developing it myself with a free app developer until something happens, I guess. Then there are bigger problems like people starving in the world. There's no reason for people to be starving in the world. But because I know that we create our own reality, those people that are starving, yeah, I know there's people that are rich and have food and don't help. Yes. But those people that are starving also have a belief system that keeps them in a starving position. So you have to understand their position to be able to solve any of the problems in that area. So one thing I would want to do is I would want to go to those communities or be in those communities to understand the problem in those communities, to come up with a solution to help those people not be starving anymore. Then there's things like sex trafficking and people who want to be in power over others and hurt others and stuff like that. And those are some of the other things that I want to understand and address, because I do not think it's about making laws to persecute people, which is going to stop the problem. The problem is that there wouldn't be sex trafficking as a problem if there wasn't people buying into it. So why are people buying into it? What are they missing from their life that makes them want to go buy someone for sex that is, this sex slave? Why? You have to understand why if you want to solve a problem. I know that one of the big problems that causes a lot of these problems is censorship. And that is why I'm so against censoring. The censorship that is becoming so fucking extreme, like on TikTok and YouTube, the censorship that they have in place, like on fucking cuss words and nudity, like paintings. You can't have artwork on there if they show tits. I mean, that's so fucking stupid, and that drives people's curiosity and need for pornography. So of course that's going to drive all of these weird sexual shit. If you can't talk about stuff, then you're going to make it underground, hidden. You're going to create the mafia. That's why there is these gangs that's why there's a cartel, because we've done this with drugs. Back when there was a prohibition on alcohol, that's why there was such a strong mafia. I mean, it's just fucking stupid. You can't control other people. You have to look at why people are buying into the fucking problem and address the issue that is causing them to buy into the problem. Anyway, I would have no problem using billions of dollars to improve the world because I have a ton of ideas.